Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I got the opportunity to speak in front of Red Bull's charity, Wings for Life. Wings for Life is a charity run they do every year, and funds are raised to find a cure for spinal cord injury research. So this is a really near, dear, and really close to my heart, this charity. And yeah, in this video, I'm just gonna show you my speech, my presentation, and everything that came along with it. Let me know what you think down in the comments. And remember, please like and subscribe. I appreciate every single one of you, and let's get into the video. So yeah, my name is Reese Kettler, and this is my spinal cord injury journey. Yeah, so growing up, I was always very active. I played a variety of sports. I played hockey, golf, lacrosse, my whole life. Lots of nights spent at the outdoor rink, playing sports, everything like that. Life before I had my spinal cord injury, I was playing hockey for the St. Vital Junior Victorias, and in university for business administration at the time. So the day everything changed, it was just a regular day, nothing out of the blue. I remember waking up, going to class, getting ready, coming home, went to my grandma's that day. Everything seemed normal. And then I had a warm up with my team. And in the first period, I got the puck behind the net and I skated all the way down the ice, dangled through a couple people. And what ended up happening is I took a shot and it was a late hit. 2 seconds after I actually got hit, I went sliding headfirst into the boards. And when I hit the boards, I've hit the boards a lot of times before, so it didn't really feel like anything out of the blue. But when I hit the boards, I tried to push myself to get back up onto my knees, and I could only lift the upper half of my body. Like my lower half of my body was limp. So that's when I knew there was something really wrong with what happened. I just remember being on the ice screaming and like saying I hate this sport, because it gave me so much, but in that moment it took so much away from me. After that, I went in the ambulance ride to the hospital, and before my surgery I remember the doctor saying one thing, and he said, "You will probably never walk again, but you have the power to be successful. You'll just be sitting in whatever you do." So yeah, then I went into surgery. I stabilized. I have 2 metal rods from C4 to T2 because my level of injury is C6, C7. So yeah, in this slide, that's currently still in my neck. There's like 7 or 8 different screws on each side, which is kind of crazy to think that it's still there. So yeah, my level of injury is C6, C7, which means I have paralysis in my hands. They don't work properly. And then I'm paralyzed from just above my nipples down. So that makes it difficult to do daily things like transfer. My triceps aren't fully intact either. So that's like another thing. My sensation below my level of injury is different because I'm an incomplete spinal cord injury. I have like limited sensation, which means I can feel the tops of my feet. I can feel the tops of my legs, but it's really splotchy sensation. So I can feel deep pressure, which means if I got a massage, I could feel that, but I couldn't feel like a feather on my skin, if that makes sense. Some of the things that doctors said I would never be able to do is be independent. I remember going to this room and they sat me down. I mean, I guess I was already sitting, but they said to me, they're like, "You'll never be independent. You'll never be able to travel alone, and you'll never be able to drive a normal car." And when they said that to me, it was like 15 of them in the hospital. And it was really upsetting because they just didn't give me any hope in that moment. So that really like lit a fire under me to like prove these people wrong. This is a quote that I think is really important to my mindset and everything that came with this injury. You can't change the way cards are dealt. The cards you're dealt, you can only change the way you play the hand. For me, this just means that when I had my spinal cord injury, of course, if I could, I would go back and change what happened. But because this is my current situation, I try and live my life to the best of my ability. And that all comes down to mindset and being positive. I feel that it's just really important with this level of injury that you really don't just get stuck in your room doing nothing, really just being depressed. You really have to get out and really push yourself to get out there. These are just some of the daily challenges I face on a daily basis. All the time I go to a mall or like a gym or something, and accessible parking spots are always full. So I have to like drive around 2 or 3 times around the parking lot, which can be difficult. I think it's a problem that either there's too many handicap spots given out or there's just not enough handicap spots at the mall. Snow, of course, you guys know, walking around in snow in Winnipeg is already hard enough, but with a wheelchair, I just end up getting stuck, and then I have to like holler for some mom to push me to the mall or something like that. Bar top tables too. Like every time I go to a bar, it's like I'm in my chair, so the bar top tables are here, and then I basically have to just eat up here. So with a spinal cord injury, there's a lot more planning involved, and if I go to a new restaurant, I'm usually calling ahead to make sure, is there stairs there when I get there? Can I get inside? Just little things like that. Is the washroom accessible? Because like I've been to so many places where it's not accessible, and I figured that out too late because I'm like, oh, I gotta go to the washroom, but I can't even get into the washroom. Another thing with my injuries, I'm not able to sweat anymore. So just below the level of my injury, which means when it's a hot day in the summer or I'm at the beach, I really have to watch and try and find shade because my body doesn't cool itself or regulate its temperature. This means that I can just overheat and get heat stroke, and then I'm just like done for the day, and it's actually really dangerous. And then just everything takes longer. Like my parents always say like, let's go, and I'm like, let's get out the house, but it always takes like 10-15 minutes longer just because I have to like do different things, go to the bathroom, like get dressed, like everything in my day-to-day life, getting out of a car just takes a lot longer. So there's like a lot more planning involved for when I know I need to be somewhere on time. So yeah, I'm also a content creator, and this is kind of why I started creating content. The reason why I started creating content was because I want to show people that their life isn't over with a traumatic injury or a spinal cord injury, and also just to give hope to people that might be new to a spinal cord injury. I get messages from people all over the world saying how, oh, I just got injured 2 weeks ago, and your videos really helped me just realize that there's hope in this. That's one of the most fulfilling feelings too, is like my content is making an impact on people's lives. Even if they don't have a spinal cord injury, I'm sure there's some things that people can relate to. And just to highlight some of my achievements after my injury. So these are, with a spinal cord injury, you can basically, I like to say you do anything, you just have to adapt to different things. So I know people that ski, I know people that play sledge hockey, I know people that ride bikes. It's just like, it's gonna look a lot different. So I want to show people the process of adapting to different things. And then, just go back for one sec. And then this is my wheelchair rugby chair. It's a lot different than a standard day chair. You're sitting a lot lower. It's full contact, so like it's pretty aggressive. It's one of the most aggressive wheelchair sports out there. And I actually just made Team Canada recently, so that's good. As you guys know, I was a very big athlete growing up, and when I started getting into sport after my spinal cord injury, my mentor, Jared Funk, came up to me and he said, do you want to get into sport again? And at first I was just down bad, really didn't want to get into anything, but he really dragged me out and said, you know what, like you're a really good athlete, you should try and get into something like this. So I've been a member of Team Canada for 2 years now, and just recently I'm carded athlete, so I'm in the top 16 on the team, which is good. I'm no longer a development player. I was the gold medalist and tournament MVP at the 2024 Wheelchair Rugby Nationals. It was a super tight game. We won by 1 point, somehow managed to scrape it off, and the MVP was the cherry on top. And then I also play wheelchair basketball. I really just came upon that from a friend. He was like, yo, do you want to go on a free trip to PEI? And I was like, yeah, like let's do it. So I played basketball for 1 season just for the free trip, basically. And then, yeah, this is at the last tournament I was at. This is in Vancouver 2 weekends ago. This was in Calgary, and that's the medal I got for a tournament MVP. And then, yeah, you can just see how beat up these wheelchair rugby chairs are. They take a beating. They're super expensive too. Like one wheelchair rugby chair like that is like $8,000. So I'm lucky enough to have grants and donations and stuff from like different charities that have helped me out and supported me along the way. So why is Wings for Life important to me? Wings for Life is important to me because it gives us hope. With spinal cord injury research, I believe in my lifetime that there will be a cure. Just the way of just the way medicine is like improving on a daily basis, I believe that there will be a cure. Um, but yeah, I'll be at the run on May 4th, 6 a.m. I know it's early, but I want to see you guys there. And anything we can do to raise money for spinal cord injury research is really close and near dear with my heart. So I really want to see you guys there. I'll be there running, wheeling with all my friends. You guys better be there too. But yeah, it's a great charity. And I remember a couple years after my injury, my dad actually told me about it, and he was like, "I'm running in the Wings for Life charity," and I kind of didn't understand what it was about. But then when I looked up and saw the message behind it, and that all donations go to funding a cure, that was something that really stood out to me, and it's something I wanted to be a part of. And I appreciate Victoria for letting me be a part of this, because it's very near dear to my heart with having a spinal cord injury. And yeah, thank you. So yeah, that was my first time doing a presentation on my story. It was really cool seeing how it touched people, and my friends came out and everything like that. So I'm really looking forward to doing more public speaking gigs as I get more comfortable. Please consider signing up for the Wings for Life charity. 100% of donations, 100% of signups go directly to fund spinal cord injury research. So you're basically helping me one day walk. But yeah, I'll leave a link in the description down below. And if you guys would just take a look at it and consider signing up, that would be awesome. Until next time, thank you guys for everything, and peace out.